Now in this video, we're talking about being the new manager and how to assert your authority. I'm gonna get my coffee and we're gonna get into this. Welcome to the channel Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help managers become leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that makes any sense. So you're the new guy in charge, eh? You need to show yourself as being authentic and genuine, but you also need to show yourself as being the boss and bringing that hammer. Don't bring no hammer to work. Relax. Here's the thing. People think that being an authority figure, but also being kind, authentic, and genuine, that they're different. I'm going to say they are the same coin, just different sides. You need to have both. So how do I suggest you start and show your authority? You're going to start by creating strong relationships. In the workplace, most things get done based on relationships, not on the I said so. Now that can happen, and you may work in a place like that, but listen, that manager, he might not last long. And if he does, that company might not last long. So as a new manager, that is not what we teach here on this channel or any of the other channels that are part of our Facebook group, which if you are not part of yet, you're going to want to join. Leading with Leaders. We're building a solid foundation of leaders who are there to ask questions, who are there to answer questions. And there's a handful that have their own YouTube channels, which you can subscribe to. Now, here's the thing. When you are new as a manager, you have to understand that your first responsibility is to build relationships. Your first responsibility is to take it all in. Now, once you've kind of taken it in, what are the steps for you to assert your authority or make sure that people know you're the boss? Just because you were given the title doesn't mean that your people are going to be following you. So how are we going to do this? First, you're going to want to tackle small issues. I've seen firsthand supervisors, brand new, come in and say, listen, we're going to change this. The way you guys have been doing this is absolutely unacceptable. And this has to... Ask me how that went. 2 months, they were out of a job. Why? Because they just beat down all employees. This is my way of living for 17 years. And you're going to tell me that everything is wrong and that you've been here for 2 minutes, know exactly how to change it? Yeah, right. He may have known how to change it, but his delivery and how he came in full of bravado and going to fix the world, that was the nail in his coffin. 2 months later, he couldn't get anything done. Employees were intentionally trying to sabotage any initiative he brought on. Don't be that guy. That is not how you want to advance your career. Start looking for small things, just little changes, and work those. As you work those, you start to build credibility. That's the thing, credibility, not authority. In addition to that, find small annoyances. Like, we had a break room. Let's say in your break room, there's no coffee machine. That's an annoyance. Imagine how you would be the hero if you brought in a little, not sponsored, Keurig. You would be setting the tone that, oh my goodness, this guy, this gal, they know what we need. They're here to help. I've worked at places where it's like, nope, we don't have that in the budget. Really? It's a $50 coffee maker. I've seen supervisors spend their own $50. What an investment that is. Because it's $50 of your money, yep, going to a company room, yep. But the credibility, the trust that buys you is immense. I've said in many videos before, just the simple act of buying a coffee for somebody really sets the stage of, I'm here, I'm giving you a gift. No strings attached. We all know there's strings attached because when I need something, I'm going to call on you. I'm not going to say remember that coffee, but I'm going to call on you. It's buying goodwill, if you will. The next thing you're going to want to do is you want to find the leaders in the group. Now, you thought that was you? No, you're the new guy in the group. The leaders are the ones who all the other employees listen to. They're not necessarily supervisors. They are employees that everybody listens to. Or they're the ones that people know are going to be your thorn. They're going to just because you're new, they're going to give you a hard time. Those are the ones you buy coffee for. Those are the ones you spend a little bit extra time, just non-managerial stuff, trying to get to know them. Because if you can get them to buy in, everybody else just naturally falls in line because you've been vetted. Yes, I vouch for Sandra. I think she's going to do a wonderful job. I've had a couple chats with her. She has her head on her shoulders. You don't have, if you're Sandra, you don't have any more work to do in trying to win people over. You just have to be true to yourself. You've got cheerleaders that have done that for you. They are in your corner rooting for you because you spent a little time. You acknowledged their role in the company and you spent some time to get to know them. Here's another thing that you can do. You want to try to find a pro-employee change. What does that mean? Something that, you're not changing how the work is done. You're changing something on how the employees feel. For example, when we started working at the airport many years ago, we didn't have a lunchroom. We had a place that had lockers, change, but then you kind of sat where you worked and like a rat in a hole, ate your lunch. We had a manager come in and he said, "This is unacceptable." And the funny thing is, when you're new, the company tends to listen to your ideas like you've got bright ideas. Not saying you don't, but they might not be any brighter than managers that have been there for 5 years. But you're fresh. You have fresh eyes. You have fresh opinions. So you have some weight behind you. So anyways, this manager comes in and says, "Why do we not have a lunchroom? Why are we treating our employees, the people making us the money, like animals?" 2 weeks, we had a section of the airport for us. It was our break room. It had nothing fancy. It had a couch. It had some chairs and a table. Weird. But this built such credibility for the supervisor that when they said this is what needs to be done, that's what got done. There was an authority there because there was doing the right thing is always the right thing. These guys need a lunchroom. Get them a lunchroom. Pro-employee change. Listen, you can always walk into a new place and you can demand that people respect you. It's not going to work. So take these tips, try to implement them in your way. I'm going to grab my coffee and I'll see you in the next video.